Namaskar. Very warm welcome to all the viewers in this very special live interaction of CIET NCERT. I am Renu Bhatt with you all. You are watching us live on PM eVidya channels from channel number 6 to 12. And apart from all these channels, you are with us on our YouTube channels as well, that is NCERT official and NCERT PM eVidya class number 6 to 12. And dear viewers, this is our special series. It's a 5-day series on empowering teachers with artificial intelligence, and the topic that we are going to discuss today in this specific session is foundations of AI and generative AI. And we have joined by our esteemed guest. Let's meet them. You are Dr. P. Tyagarajan. You are Associate Professor from Department of Computer Science, Central University of Tamil Nadu, Tiruvarur. Very warm welcome, sir. स्वागत है आपका.
Namaste. Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste, sir. And we have joined by our another expert. Let's meet him as well. You are Dr. Rajesh D. You are in charge from AI Cell. Very warm welcome, sir.
Namaste, ma'am.
And sir is Associate Professor from DICT, CIET, NCERT, New Delhi. And dear viewers, all the teachers out there, this series is specially meant for educators. And if you have any query or want to know more about this particular topic, please reach out with us through our various mediums. We want you to call us on our telephone number, that is 8800 440 559. Either you can drop a mail as well with all your feedbacks and any issue that you are facing. If in case you are facing any issue, you can mail us your feedbacks on our email address, that is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. And if in case you have joined us through our live streaming, that means you are on our YouTube channels, then you have to go to the live chat box and then only you can drop your comment out there. Our expert will be more than happy to answer all your queries and doubts if you have any. So we want you to participate in this series, 5-day series with huge numbers. So let's quickly start this session. And Rajesh sir, we want you to introduce this particular topic to all the viewers, educators out there. Please explain, sir.
Yeah, first of all, good morning and welcome to this session on the 5-day series of AI. So, as far as the NEP 2020 is concerned, we need to understand the disruptive technologies that focuses on the inclusiveness and also to understand the other digital parameters and initiatives that is happening in and around us. So, most of the students of this country are using these AI tools without the knowledge of understanding the parameters like how to use the technology responsibly and ethically, that is meant for this. So, when students are running behind these technologies, as a teacher and a teacher educators, we should understand and guide them there then and there with the appropriate measures and the tools behind them. So, keeping this as the objective, we thought of organizing these types of live series, which will be in a continuous process for all the three key players of the school education ecosystem, like the teachers, parents and also the students. So, we will be having these live series continuously happening upon, and CIT focuses on to enrich the knowledge for the country. So, based on the NEP 2020 inclusiveness, we also should focus on the Digital India initiatives and also the part of the Viksit Bharat focuses. So, keeping these things as the prime, we thought of organizing this program, and I welcome all the speakers and also the participants and also the audience who are there for this program. I hope it is equally given the knowledge, both by means of giving some of the demonstration then and there by the speakers. We have planned this, and I wish to thank all of you for being part of this program. And we have also welcomed the non-registered participants also can participate in this knowledge gaining agenda, where AI is one of the focus of this particular day series. So, with this I welcome and I wish to thank all of you for joining this program, and I also wish to make you to note that after this 5-day program, you will get a link of MCQs, where the MCQs has to be answered by the participants for the quick generation of the certificates then and there. The fact of certificate is secondary, whereas the ideology and the knowledge gaining should be the focus of this particular ecosystem. So, I request all of you to kindly note down the awareness of the content that is being shared with you, so that until we have a keyword of try, we will not be in the position of learning anything. So, whatever we learn, we have to keep it on a try, and so that we emphasize digital Bharat as far as the NEP 2020 is concerned.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your kind words. Thank you so very much. And this is our first day of this 5 days series on empowering teachers with artificial intelligence. So let's quickly start this session. And Tyagarajan, sir, we are looking forward for with this session. We are actually very curious to know more about AI, artificial intelligence. Please share some basics and other foundations of AI, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Whether my slides is visible, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. For the next 1 hour or so, these are the topics which we are going to quickly go through. Probably we'll have discussed. We'll discuss what is AI and why we need this artificial intelligence. And we're going to see how AI has been evolved throughout the years and what are the different types of AI. And in specific, we are going to discuss in detail about generative AI, which is the most used form of AI nowadays. And what is behind this generative AI? It is nothing but large language model, a brief introduction about that. And the last interesting part is that we are going to discuss some of the tools, how we can use this AI in teaching learning process. Then we'll have the recap. So AI, though it evolved in the recent decade very fastly, but the term was technically coined in 1956. However, the study of intelligence, it is one of the oldest form of study, and it is called study of intelligence. The later AI has evolved only in 1956. We have various form of study of intelligence than before this 1956. We have how the psychology intelligence, emotional intelligence, many other topics are there. But slowly the AI was gradually picked up and the name was coined only in 1956. But the study of intelligence discipline was almost approximately 200 years old. The study of intelligence is about 200 years old. So now with the venture of computers, it is made possible for people to test the model for which they are proposed for reasoning, learning, and perceiving things. This artificial intelligence is mainly clubbed with the two technical terms. One is artificial and intelligent. You know what is artificial? Anything which is not natural is called artificial. And intelligence means defining thinking power of an individual is known as it's called intelligence. So hence we can club these two words, meaning artificial AI means a man-made thinking power. This is what artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is nothing but we are trying to stimulate how the human think on a particular topic, on a particular process, on a particular problem. We will able to make the computer to think much alike like a human. That is what our objective. So it is a stimulation. You know what is stimulation? Like in the real environment, we'll try to stimulate in the off environment, not on live environment. I will try to do the experiment there. So this artificial intelligence is nothing but a stimulation of this human intelligence processed by machines, especially on the computer systems. And you see now there are variety of applications. So this AI has been laid its footprints across the field, right from medical, even in law enforcement agencies, right from CCTV monitoring, police, even in forensics, and even in teaching and learning. AI has laid its footprints in all walks of life. And it is very difficult for us to imagine a field without artificial intelligence nowadays. So why this AI is so popular and why it is the need of the hour? So AI enables the vast processing of data. Before I go into the data and the AI learning, I will like to discuss how we people as a human learn things. We people as a human will learn things only by experience. So without experience, will not anything. Of course, when a child, it's about 3-4 years, when there is a hot object, parents will say that please don't touch the fire, it will harm your finger. But in spite of the warnings from the parents, but child will volunteer to touch the hot things, and it will only learn by doing the experiment. So it will touch the hot things, then it will burn his fingers. Then he will realize that the things which is hot, it will burn them. So this is by experience. Mostly humans will learn by experience. Of course, we learn from other sources too, but then the deep learning will take place, the complete learning will take place only out of the experience. So something we need the data. So this data will be stored somewhere. If you touch the hot object, it will burn your finger. It will be stored in the brain, the neurons. And again, when you see a hot object, when you see a hot cup of tea, the child again will hesitate to touch because the neurons will get activated and it will alarm them saying that it will hurt a finger. In this way, the human learns by experience. But then how do computer learns? This is the way the human learns, but how do computer learns? Computer always learns with the help of the data. This experience which we go through in the real world has to be transferred to the computer, has to be transferred to the system in the form of a data. So with the help of this data, computer will able to learn from the data, and then like how human beings will learn, then when they experience the same thing in the future, human being will not do the same thing. The same thing, the computer will learn from the data. Like we learn from experience, computer will learn from the data. This data is nothing but experience. So these data will be given in the form of a table to the computer. So the computer will try to understand the data, and that's when the same set of repeated actions has been taken place, and the same action is taking place in the future. From the learned data, from the learned things from the data, the computer will also reciprocate, or it will act exactly like a human being. So the matter here is that we have to transfer this learning, that which is taking place in the real world from the human, that has to be transferred to the system in the form of a data. This transformation of experience in the form of a data is very, very crucial, because if the data is wrong, then the computer may learn wrong. That's why always it is very important to make sure that whatever you input to the computer, it should be a proper format. It should be a properly converted. The experience should be exactly converted, like as we humans being experienced in real time, it has to be converted exactly, and that data has to be transferred to the system. So for example, you can take now, as I said, AI has leaders proofed across the domains. One such domain is nothing but the medical field, where now we are using AI to diagnose the earlier disease and with a greater accuracy. And it can also able to forecast the financial trends in the stock market more accurately, which stock is going to go high in the next day or next minute, next hour. We can able to do these multiple activities with the help of this AI. But still now we are not advanced in the medical field, like the AI can replace the doctors. Always we will treat this AI as a secondary opinion, which will complement, or it will say an added decision-making factor for the medical experts. Of course, we need it because medical, it's a very crucial domain. So AI will supplement and will help the doctors to arrive at a particular decision with the help of the past data. So AI is everywhere now, and it is omnipresent. Let us go through quickly how this AI has evolved throughout from 1950s. As I said, before 1950, we have the study of intelligence, like philosophical intelligence, and we also have study of mathematical foundations. And in 1956, the term AI was coined in the Dartmouth conference. In 1960, early symbolic AI and optimization was framed. And in 1970 to 80, there was a little dip in the AI progress and AI development. And after 1980, again, there was a rise in AI because of the expert systems. And from 1990s, we have machine learning has started taking off. Then in 1997, we have this deep blue cheat champions. Again, it's a form of AI. And from 2010, we have deep learning and neural networks started dominating, replacing many of the old techniques. And from 2020, now we are all using this ChatGPT. Now we've gone on the days where we use Google. Now we open the window and directly go for ChatGPT or Gemini, and we are now using this generative AI. This is the quick recap of how AI has evolved through the ages. So as I said, what is the goal of artificial intelligence is to replicate human intelligence. That is the first objective. And then to solve a knowledge intense task. What is a knowledge intense task? For example, imagine that you have a data set, maybe experience of 10. That is in the form of a data. For example, if the temperature is greater than 45 degrees, then the night climate will be chill. Imagine that this is the data set. We have a data. So we have a data of around 10 days. And then from the data of 10 days, human can easily able to predict it. That from the pattern, they will analyze if the 10 days temperature, daytime temperature is given, we can say it, and the night temperature if it is given. If there are only 10 data, number from 1 to 10, 2 columns, if we give the data, we can able to, as a human being, with the capacity we have, we can able to analyze it with a small amount of data which you have, and then we can able to predict what will be the 11th day temperature and what day temperature as well as the night temperature. The data is very small, then human can able to process the data, and we can able to guess what will be the temperature of the 11th day. If it continues the same thing at the daytime, what will be the night temperature? We can able to easily predict, because we can able to do this small calculation with the small data. What will happen if the data is very large? Imagine that you have a data of 50 years, and you want to calculate what will be the temperature of November, especially in a particular region in India. So then, if the data is very large, then as a human, it will be very difficult for us to get the knowledge from the data. As I said, the knowledge has to be only evolved from the data. So for that case, we need to have this computer which can able to deal with the large amount of data. The computer can learn from the data, and it can provide as a knowledge. So to solve this knowledge intensive task, we need to have this artificial intelligence. Third, as I said, intelligence is nothing but a connection of perception and actions. And we have building a machines which can perform tasks that requires human intelligence. Like we are trying to develop a machine which is trying to solve the problems, like playing a chess and to learn some surgical operations. Like stitches and all, we have now robots now in a big hospital and all, you can see robots doing the stitches. Not many major decision making and operations will not be done, but this stitches and all is a very monotonous task. Those kind of things we can plan a robot which can do it very perfectly. And we can also have the driverless cars, and driverless cars exactly driving in a traffic, exactly how human drives. And we are also trying to build a system which can exhibit intelligent behavior and learn things, new things, and demonstrate, explain, and can advise the user regarding what they can proceed further in a safe task. So these are the things and these are the goals of artificial intelligence. And if you look for advantages of artificial intelligence, as I said, it is having very high accuracy, and it is very less prone to errors. And it is good at speed, and it is good at taking large amount of data. If the data is very large, then the knowledge it is getting from the data also will be very much in a multi-diversified way. And we can have high reliability. AI machines are highly reliable and can perform the same actions multiple times with the same accuracy than the humans I'm talking about. And it is useful for risky areas, like if you want to defuse a bomb, exploring the ocean's floor. These AIs are very helpful even for rocket launching. AIs are very useful, and AIs are very useful for digitally assisting to the users, such as for performing various e-commerce websites to show the product as per the customer requirements. Like if you buy in a Flipkart, if you buy a mobile app, Apple Mobile, the next time when you log into the Flipkart, or if you open the browser, Flipkart will suggest you that there is a multiple glass cover for this Apple. So since you purchased this Apple, then AI will learn by these agents, it will learn that you have purchased Apple phone. It will show the accessories of the Apple phone to you whenever you log in next time, or you can open the browser. It will suggest you these are the things that you can buy for the newly purchased Apple phone. These are some of the customer recommendation system which can be developed by AI. AI, as I said, it can also use for a self-driving car, which makes the journey safer and hassle-free. Nowadays, using this generative AI with the help of this natural language processing, AI has gone into leaps and bounds. These are some of the advantages of artificial intelligence. Now, having said there are so many advantages of artificial intelligence, so we'll also look at the other side of this AI. High cost. Now, using this generative AI and all, the hardware and software requirements for this artificial intelligence is very costly. For example, if you want to develop a LLM, it requires a GPU system with high-end server. Obviously, if it is an high-end server, then the electricity cost and the heat generated by the system are also should be taken into account. So the cost is high. Whenever you are using the advanced model, then there is a obvious disadvantage. If you use a machine learning model, then you can easily manage with the PC. But when you are working with the deep learning and other models, the cost in infrastructure has to be considered. And the second disadvantage is that they cannot think out of the box. As I said, artificial intelligence will gain the intelligence only from the data. So whatever data you're giving input as to these models, artificial intelligence models, it can only learn from the model. It cannot think out of the data. If you want to think out of the data, then it will be blank. Whatever you give data, from that the knowledge will be extracted, and no more. You cannot expect any extra point apart from the data. AI cannot extend its boundaries apart from the data. So within the data, whatever well can be learned, this AI can able to learn. But apart from the data, if you want to explore something, if you want to extend it, it is not at all possible. So it cannot work out of the box. And as you know, this AI, we don't have feelings and it has no emotions. So though it is an outstanding performance, sometimes we need an emotional attachment, and sometimes we need an empathy for taking decisions. So those kind of empathetical decisions, it is not at all possible with the help of AI, and you cannot expect any emotional attachment. And sometimes it may be very harmful, because sometimes empathetical decisions, as a teacher, we know always the rules cannot work out sometimes, because every student is from different backgrounds, and we cannot apply the same rule for all students. So we have to do the empathetical approach. That is how we can, as a faculty, we'll all deal with the students. Those type of empathetical approach, we cannot expect it from the AI. It always go with the rules, and in whatever may be the case, it will apply the rule and give the results. And another disadvantage may be increasing dependency on the machines. So the increment in the technology, people are getting more dependent on devices. So they are losing the mental capabilities. Gone are the days where people will look at the watch and say time. Now even we have the digital watch. Even if previously we have the watch which is not digital, so at least we will apply the 5 table and we can say that time is 7 o'clock, 7:35, it is 1 o'clock. Nowadays it is very simple. Nowadays no watch at all. People are not wearing watches. They can simply see the mobile, I can say. So it is making us more dependable on the machines, not giving much work to the mental capabilities of human being, which is much more powerful than the AI. And it also filters some of the creativity. Human beings is supreme, because human beings is the only one who created computers in the AI. So they are so creative, they were so imaginative, and sometimes this is because of this AI in place, which is killing the original creativity of the human being. So these are some of the disadvantages. And other side, if you want to look how AI is affecting us, of course, like it is like a pen, we can write good things and bad things. It is all how we deal with the AI. And let us see the functionalities and types of AI. And this type of AI is classified based on the functionality. So there are 4 types by which we can classify this AI based on functionality. We have this reactive machine. We have the limited theory. And the third type is a theory of mind. And fourth type is self-aware AI. Let us quickly walk through these different types of AI in functionality. So let us look into these creative machines. So this is the most basic type of artificial intelligence based on functionality. So this AI systems, reactive machines, does not store any memories. It does not have any memory. So it cannot store anything. So store anything means, as I said, what it will store data. What is data? Data is nothing but the past experience. So it will not store any past experience because, as I said, only from the past experience AI can able to learn things. So, but here we don't have anything like storage capacity in these reactive machines. So it will not store anything. Then how this machine will react? So these machines only focus on what is current scenario, and what is based on the current scenario, it will react to the scenario, and it will give the best possible solution. So it will not have any previous background history. It will not have previous actions of the problem. It will only concentrate on what is the current status of the problem, and among the status of the problem at this current situations, it will give the best possible solution it can give. Some of the examples of this type of AI is nothing but IBM's Deep Blue systems and Google AlphaGo. This is an example of this reactive machines. The second type of AI based on functionality is limited memory. Here, the machine can store the past experience. Of course, the memory size is not that big, so it can store only some period of data, and that too for a short period of time, it can only show the data. So this machine can store data for a limited period only. So with the help of this limited storage, it can able to develop that's a past experience, it can able to develop some knowledge. Some of the best example would be the self-driving cars are the best example of this limited memory type of AI. And the third type of AI based on functionality is nothing but theory of mind. So this theory of mind, we are trying to, this is under development, and this AI is not in existence. But then we are in development of an AI, which should, as I said, the AI does not understand human emotions. So this, we are trying to evolve this AI, and we'll try to make this AI which will understand the human emotions, understand people's beliefs, and can also able to interact socially like humans, like how we interact with people. We are in process of developing the AI, like to understand the human emotions. So this, as I said, this is not still developed. Researchers are making a lot of efforts to develop this theory of mind AI. The fourth type of AI based on functionality is nothing but self-awareness AI. This is the future of artificial intelligence. So we're trying to develop these machines which will be super intelligent, which is intelligent beyond the humans, and will have their own consciousness, will have their own sentiment, and it will have their own self-awareness. So obviously, it will be smarter than the human mind. And again, this does not exist in reality. Still, it is an hypothetical concept. But somewhere we have the roadmap that in future we may develop this kind of self-awareness AI in future. There's a roadmap. Now still we are in theory of mind. If the theory of mind is achieved, we may develop the AI which is self-aware. So far now we have seen the types of AI based on the functionality. Now we are going to discuss the AI based on the capabilities. First we have this artificial narrow intelligence, first type. and the second type is artificial general intelligent, and the third type is artificial superintelligence. First, we're going to see about the narrow AI is called as also weak AI or narrow AI. So they are called interchangeably the weak and narrow. So this is the AI which can able to perform a dedicated task with intelligence, and it is the most currently available form of AI is narrow AI. Whatever you're doing, this generative AI, right, like ChatGPT and all, it's a form of, it's a type and a best example of this weak or narrow AI. It can only perform for a single dedicated task with whatever intelligence it has. It can only perform a dedicated task. So the best example can be the ChatGPT. So it cannot perform beyond its field. That is one of the limitations. It is only trained for only specific task. One specific task is AI models will be trained. So hence it is called as a weak AI. So the best example will be Apple Series. ChatGPT is a good example of this narrow AI. And even IBM Watson supercomputer also comes under this narrow AI. The second type of AI based on capabilities would be the general AI. So this is a type of intelligence which could perform any intellectual task, any intellectual task which you give it to be able to perform with efficiency like a human being. This type of AI is known as the general AI. Like idea behind this general AI would be that making a system that would be smarter and think like a human. That will be a best example. The system will think exactly and function exactly like a human. So currently, as I said, there is no such system exists. We would come under this general AI, and it will perform exactly like how human do certain tasks. But then, as I said, the worldwide researchers now focus on developing these machines on this general AI. And there are a lot of efforts across the world. In India, we are doing good research on that. And as I said, based on capabilities, next we have this super AI. This level of intelligence that the systems could be surpass human intelligence and can perform better tasks, better accuracy, better competency it can achieve than the human performance. So some of the characteristic of this super AI could be ability to think, ability to reason, ability to solve, ability to make judgments, plan, learn, and communicate on its own, surpassing human achievements. Again, as I said, it is a hypothetical concept, but if we are developing, if we can able to achieve this general AI, then super AI is very close. So as I said, now we are very comfortable in using this ChatGPT and all, which is a best example of this weak AI and narrow AI. We're going to throw some limelights on how this Gen AI, which is nothing but generative AI, is working and the model behind it. So what is generative AI? Any artificial intelligence system which can able to generate text, or it can able to generate video, or it can able to generate an audio, some of the 3D models. Sometimes AI can also generate a code, and you can also generate a video games. So anything which is output of this type, which is generating something for the user, then we call that as a generative AI. So this type of artificial intelligence, it will it will push the AI to create a content for the user. And these contents are generally created by the user inputs, but this will not call it as a user inputs, we'll call it as a prompts. So the prompt engineering is again a separate research area. How we can query, the best way you can query, you can get the best outputs. How we can query, the prompt engineering is again a separate research area. But then to get the best out of this generative AI models or from the ChatGPT, you should be a very expert in querying. The more you refine your prompts or nothing but the user inputs, the more refined will be the output. So prompt are nothing but I constructed the inputs to the language model to generate useful outputs. Sometimes you can get the exact outputs by just one prompt, or some of the language models will give you the exact output only after 2 to 3 times of prompting. That is called zero shot versus few shot, means the number of inputs you are given to the language model or LLM. So below is the diagram which shows about the prompting, and this prompting will be given as an input for the language model, and then the language model will give you the output. This is how it will learn, and it will only do the specific task. So this is how the language model will work. You train on a specific task, and then you ask a query, the model will give an output. So the basic behind this generative AI, as I said, is nothing but the large language model. This is a type of, again, machine learning model and algorithm. It performs variety of natural language processing tasks. So this natural language processing, again, it is a part of artificial intelligence. It will, like how we speak, I speak in English and you also know English, so we have a common medium of communication. So whatever I communicate, you can able to decode it and you can interpret the content which I'm delivering, because we have the same medium of communications. Similarly, whatever we type, whatever you give as a prompt in large language model has to be understood by the computer. Whatever text you are prompting, it has to be understood like how human understand things. So this type of, like, the prompt generally can be in the form of a text, but the prompt can be in the form of a voice too. These prompt has to be understood exactly as how human understand the user query. So this process of converting or understandable or converting the text by the computer, it has to understood and it has to process the input, then it has to produce the output exactly like how humans will answer the query. This process of understanding the human input is known as the natural language processing. So it is again a big research area under the artificial intelligence, and that too after this LLM, there is a vast research going on this natural language processing. So it will decode and it will make the system to understand what the user needs. Whatever you type or you give it in audio forms, it will try to give the machines. The machines will able to understand what the user is seeking from itself with the help of this natural language processing. Otherwise, you can say this is a mediator which will take the prompt from the user and it will makes the computer to understand what the user requests. So with the help of this natural language processing, the system can learn, understand, and process human language efficiently, like how we communicate and learn things, understand things. With the help of this natural language processing, the system will be able to understand what human needs and process what human needs exactly. So based on the user queries, what you can able to generate or classify text, and otherwise you can able to classify, you can able to answer any of the user questions, obviously, which we post. So how this large language model works? So this large language model works with the help of, again, it is a model which takes large number of parameters as input, and these parameters will be, along with the input from the user, it will convert the outputs. This parameter generally will be in billions. For example, you can see bottom I have given you example. I have written a text. I try to learn something new and I just want to guess. Nowadays, when you type in Gmail, it will prompt you what will the next probable words. The same thing here. It again use the probability. It will say, I try to learn new things. I try to learn something new every day. It is around 59.14%. The probability is high that the next word will be day. Or week, the probability will be 0.67, and the next word can be single, and the probability will be 0.31. It is all mathematics behind it. Again, it's based on some machine learning algorithms. So it can able to guess the words, and whichever has a higher probability, then those words will come in the order of probability. It will just list it out, and you can able to choose the word whichever you decide. So as I say that this LLM, large language model, it trains on the large amount of data, and these large amount of data will be trained on the neural networks. Especially this model is known as neural network model is known as the transformers that learn the context and understand through sequential data analysis what the user wants, and this process is repeated over the models, and it can able to give the output. So the moment you're giving any input, you can see the output in the ChatGPT in a fraction of seconds, but then internally it does many process using this transformer deep learning models. It can able to decode what the user needs, and it can throw the output. So because the background behind the large language model is transformer, that has been kept as the name. That's called GPT-4, which is a GPT expansion is generative pre-trained transformer. That is a model which is behind this ChatGPTs. So this is a pictorial representation of the large language model. So the input for the model will be all sources like Wikipedia, the web crawl, like all the websites and other sources available on the internet that will be an input for the large language model, and user query will be the input, and the output will be the answers for the query which is given by the user. Some of the best available LLMs are ChatGPT. Many of you might have used ChatGPT, and there are other models like DeepSeek, Llama, Mistral AI, Gemini, OpenAI, Cohere, Falcon, Meta, Claude, Google, Crow, Owen. These are all some of the large language models available in place. So having said this generative AI, now we're going to see how this generative AI and artificial intelligence is going to helpful for the for us for teaching learning. How it is going to help. There are a variety of tools. We're going to discuss 7 tools starting from Perplexity, DALL-E, Runaway ML, Classroom Screen, Wakelet, Chat PDF, and Bashini. Bashini is a very good initiative by Government of India. So first we're going to see, and some of the demonstration also we're going to see parallelly. So let us quickly go through. First we're going to see is that Perplexity AI. This I have just given a summarization how this, again it is a like ChatGPT. Perplexity also can able to take user queries and you can use output. We'll understand the key differences between the Perplexity and the ChatGPT. So on the aspects of 4 aspects, we're going to differentiate this, like search integration, citations, real-time info, and conversational capabilities. So people have started using this Perplexity compared to ChatGPT because it is more directly connected to the real-time web searches. We're going to see how it is connected to the real-time web searches than the ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I think people who are using Perplexity will not use ChatGPT because it is more connected to the real-time. And ChatGPT is not real time. That is very clear. That is why I said it is more on internal knowledge and it is more on cutoff date. So there will be cutoff date of the model. So the models will only learn things which is until that cutoff date. For example, imagine that I'm building this LLM model and I'm going to build my own ChatGPT until yesterday. Then the model will learn only on the occurrence of the events until yesterday, from the past to till yesterday. So whatever is happening today, if you query in the ChatGPT, you cannot able to get the exact answer. For example, you can take the stock price. Stock price is changing per minute and per second it is being changing. The market is fluctuating. So if we want to find out the stock price of LNT, it will be fluctuating and it will be ups and downs will be there in the stock. If we query on this ChatGPT, you can able to get the static output. But whereas if we query on the Perplexity, you can be able to see this output is varying with respect to the real-time movement. I will show an example. And in citation and sourcing, whatever content is being generated by the ChatGPT and the Perplexity, so we can able to see the citations from where they have taken the data. So ChatGPT, in some versions, we can able to see this content has been taken from some references. Majority, we cannot able to see the references from where this ChatGPT is summarizing the output for us. But in Perplexity, you can emphasize these. Perplexity is emphasizing the source from which the data has been given from to the user.
Right, sir.
And
sir, as you have just suggested us so many tools about AI, right? So, sir, we are running very short of time. We want you to have some, if you have any demonstration, please share with us, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir. You may please continue, sir.
Hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
So I'm just trying to quickly show this Perplexity AI. Just I have shown you the stock price of LNT. So you can see now the time is around 1:25. So you can see that at 1:25 you can see what is the stock price. Whereas the same thing here, I typed what is the stock price of LNT some time ago. It was only 3,733. It only at that point of time it is giving an output. It is not real time. Whereas now it is increased to 3,747 rupees. So that's why it's real time. So people rely on the Perplexity because of the real time environment. Next, we are going to see some quick tool on DALL-E. So it can able to generate images to the user as per the user imagination. For example, I want to generate an image of cat flying. This is again a generative AI model which can able to generate the image as per the user desire. You can able to see it.
Sir, actually we are not able to see any demonstration, sir, on screen.
You are not able to see?
No, sir.
Sorry for that. I'll check once again.
Sure, sir. Sir, you may please continue with your presentation, sir. You may please continue with your presentation.
No, I'm just sharing it again. 1 second. It is visible now?
Not yet, sir.
It is visible? Yeah. I think it is visible.
Yes, sir.
So I just typed to generate a cat which is flying. So the moment I given the prompt like cat with wings which is flying, so I can able to generate an image with a cat which is flying. So you can give multiple images. If you want to have an elephant which is jumping, then AI can generate an image with the prompt whichever you give. So this is a best example. And next tool which I want to quickly explore is nothing but classroom screen. This classroom screen is mainly used for our teaching learning activity, where we have many tools like we can build the classroom students. We can have this randomizer where you can able to add the list of students in the class, and then if you want to pinpoint some students to give the answers, then it will shuffle the students and it will prompt it. And you can also curate the content, whichever you want to give the lecture, you can curate the content. And you can also give a task, and then you can give the signals to the user. If you want to have a quiz or an assignment, you can start, you can stop, and you can have the timer for an assignment. And these are some of the tools. And you can have also a stopwatch, which will set your time for the activity whichever you give in class. And there are many other widgets you can explore. You can change the background. You can have a poll quickly. This is the poll. You can have these multiple choice question, or you can have a smiley choice, or you can have a true or false answer quickly. You can type a questions and you can post it online. This classroom screen is like a Google Classroom, and you can share this classroom code with the students group, and everyone can be part of the group. Whoever part of the group can able to do all these activities which is posted by the educator. And next thing which I want to get into is that some of the interesting tool is Wakelet. So again, it is a content curated tool. For example, you want to teach a topic, and I have multiple content, like I have a content, text content, I have video content, I have a quiz. We can all put this in the Wakelet. So as I see here, I have a video for a content, and I can also have a Twitter which is talking about the content. You can embed multiple materials related to a topic in the same place. So it will be easy for us to lecture. You need not go through different platforms to lecturing. You can add, for example, I want to have a content from YouTube, from Twitter, and I want to put it another one topic. Then this is the best tool that you can curate your content and you can present your topic. And the next interesting tool, hope you all like, will be the Chat PDF. Like we have ChatGPT, we have Chat PDF. This tool is best to summarize the research content in the paper. So if you take research paper to read and to summarize the content in the research paper, it will take almost a day. Probably if you read it, nukun part of the research paper, and to summarize it will take a day. But you can use this Chat PDF and you can upload the research paper in there. For example, here I want to upload this image tomography review on recent advances. And if you look at the output here, you can able to see, I just want to summarize the research paper. It is just summarizing abstract, introduction, methods. The quick summary of the entire research paper will be done by the generative AI model, and you can have a quick summary in fraction of a second. You can able to, and whether you can able to decide whether this paper is of falling to the area of interest which you are working. Otherwise, you can quickly move on to that paper. This is a quick best summarization tool of any research paper. And the last one which I like to share is nothing but Boshini. Again, it is one of the best initiative by the Government of India under the MIT. And it is a national language translation mission where it is available even for citizens. You can translate any document from any language to your language and you can read. And mainly it is also used in Parliament. It can able to transfer the content from one language to the other language. If you find a best book in one language, and then whereas you don't own language and you want to convert into a native language, you can use this tool. And it has a series of procedure for registrations, and for education institute also it is available. You can best make use of this Boshini tool. Again, behind this Boshini tool, we have this artificial intelligence and the natural language processing. And these are the quick contents I like to share it with you. And to start, we have started with what is AI, and we have seen the types of AI, and we have also seen tools, different tools, generative AI in details, LLM, and some of the tools which can really helpful for the teachers community. And if you have any quick queries, I will be very happy to answer for the queries which you have.
Definitely, sir,
Ma'am,
definitely.
please.
Thank you so very much, sir, for this insightful session and valuable information, sir. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, sir. Dr. P. Tyagarajan.
Thank you, ma'am. Any queries from the participants? Like to take the same.
No, sir, there is no such query, sir, and we are in very short of time. Actually, we have to wrap up this session, sir. But let me share with all my viewers. In case you have any query or you want to share your feedback, you can mail us with all your feedbacks. Our email address is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. So we want you to participate in huge number in this specific series for empowering teachers with artificial intelligence. Dear viewers, tomorrow we will be back with our another live interaction, and the topic that we are going to discuss tomorrow is data literacy, algorithms and computational thinking. And it's time for me to wrap up this session, but before that let me share a very important piece of information with you all. In case you want to order 4th and 7th grade NCERT new textbooks, you can order it from Amazon, Flipkart and from NCERT official website. And let me share in a brief about all the session that we have for you all throughout the day. And we will be back with our another live interaction at 2 p.m. And the topic for that particular session is what is long and what is round for maths first standard students, followed by Hindi first standard students. The topic would be Janam Divas par Ped Lagao at 2:30 p.m. At 3 p.m. we will be back with our another live interaction for English second standard students. Topic is picture reading, followed by maths second standard students. The title is data handling part first at 3:30 p.m. At 4 p.m. we will be back with our online प्रशिक्षण कार्यक्रम. The topic is अपने उपकरणों की सुरक्षा एक व्यापक मार्गदर्शिका. At 5 p.m. we will be back with our another live interaction, that is very special session of Sahyog. Topic is my emotional traffic light. So we want you to participate in all these sessions with all your queries and doubts. It's time for me to take your leave. You please stay with us on our PM eVidya channels. Renu Bhatt is taking your leave. Namaskar.